Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do you what's cracking reading for Wednesday, the 8th of January. I already started doing a reading and my alarm went off, and then I was like, I can't believe I forgot to turn it off this morning. And the reading I was doing was really beautiful because it was talking about us being in a limbo period between manifesting our dreams and our desires and leaving behind things that no longer serve us. And it was really beautiful. So I'm sort of thinking that the universe at the moment is all feeling that state of stagnancy, I think I will call it, because everybody sort of feels the same at the moment. But I think we're actually, it's not so much that we're stagnant, it feels that way, but I think we're in a waiting room. I think there are things coming and everybody feels like they're in the waiting room. So if you feel that way, you are in the waiting room between manifestation and achievement. So a lot of you have left behind things that no longer serve you and you're waiting for what is coming towards you. Very strong. I'm using the Cosmic Tarot here, and we have the Two of Pentacles coming out first. So the Two of Pentacles is a card that talks about a decision. Now, all the twos talk of decision, but they're all very different types of making decisions. This one is about balancing what you have to choose from. So you could have two options that both look equally good to you, or both hold some sort of obligation, commitment, something more stable here. And you're trying to do it in a way where you're allowing your emotions to detach or walking away from your emotions to make this decision in a very strategic and practical way. And it requires you to do that because you're looking at how to balance it out here. Now, we do have the Ten of Swords, which of course indicates that there is an end of a cycle. And the Ten of Swords, well, the swords represent your thoughts and your ideas. So sometimes when we see 10 swords, we think, well, we've had a lot on our plate. Our mind may have been doing a lot of work. We may have been doing a lot of thinking. And sometimes that thinking isn't positive. It can be negative. The swords can, pierce their communication, their clarity. And you've sort of come to the end of this cycle where you now are leaving this stuff behind because you do have more clarity. And you're making a choice to do that. For some of you, this is a sad thing. So you may be leaving behind people or situations that no longer serve you here. But this is in your own best interest. And we see that with these cards here. The decision to leave things behind is because you have more coming in the future. You have love on its way here, and the sun. So just what I was talking about, for some of you are feeling stuck. It's because you're manifesting something much more here. And you're making a decision to actually sort of like deliberately leave behind things that aren't serving you. It's not a natural progression. You're actually saying, I don't want this anymore, and I'm putting it out of my life. Or I can't see an outcome for this that's going to benefit me in some way, or it's hurting me too much to hold on to, or there must be something better than this. That is the sort of thing you're trying to balance out here. Knowing, and there's this inner knowing that something is coming in. You know it, you can feel it. Let's get some more information and look at this. There's your truth. This is the clarity, the understanding and the vision of what is coming before you. So even though you may not really understand what you're doing at the moment, even though you may not realize that you're manifesting, you may have put something out to the universe, you're about to step into this beautiful truth and bring in what is right for you. The Ace of Swords is a beautiful ace, and I always say it's my favorite ace because this is about being really true to who you are. This is no longer accepting those things that aren't really true to what you deserve or what should be on your pathway. Okay, we do have the Star coming out. So we are talking about your destiny here. This is truth moving forward in regards to your destiny, the direction you're going in, what you are meant for, what you are here for, all happening. Okay, for some of you, it could be a person. So you may have someone who is a Leo, Sag or Aries in the mix here. This is a person who is a leader. They are very passionate, very driven. They can see potential. They can be a business owner, but certainly someone who's in a position of authority. Okay, could be someone here from your past. Now, we're not necessarily talking about love here. This could be someone who's seen your potential in regards to work or business. Someone's seen your potential here, though. Oh, don't want to see that one yet. Okay, so we have Temperance coming in. So the Two of Pentacles is like the mini Temperance card. Like it's still about balance. It's still about putting things into perspective. It's still about understanding that sometimes you have to make decisions because they're in your best interest rather than what you want, which of course is that Five of Swords energy. So we have balance being brought in here. Now the other thing Temperance represents is divine timing. So maybe this is the time now to bring in those things you want. Maybe you weren't right before. Maybe you're vibrating a little closer to where you need to be now to attract, you know, people or things or situations to you. We do have the Three of Swords coming out here. So the Three of Swords talks of heartbreak and hurt and pain. But I feel like very strongly that this should sort of be in reverse, because it's sort of the way it's sitting with the cards here. It's like it's a thing, it's going into the past now. It's no longer sitting in your energy. So it could be that you're about to sort of embark on a bit of healing, especially with the Star card. There's a strong feeling now that you are moving towards this more healed energy. Let's keep going. Oh, yes, we've done a bit of a transformation here. Some of you can be dealing with Scorpios and Aquarius here, and Sagittarius. The Death card talks of making changes, making inner changes, making deep inner changes. Now, sometimes the Death card comes because the universe decides we're in a place where we need to transform, but certainly this can be something that's self-motivated too. You may be realizing with some of this stuff you're still carrying around, maybe some hurt and pain from the past, that you need to be able to get rid of this now moving forward. But I think a lot of you have already done that. I think you're ready to move into the next phase. Princess of Pentacles coming in here. So there's a gift coming in. Some sort of, yeah, it's coming in fairly quickly too with this Eight of Wands here. Possibly by message, there's snail mail for those of you who still get letters. I don't see letters very much at all anymore, but I know that they are still out there and I know people do send them. So this could be notification for you, an invitation to something, but something here that's progressing you forward, something that's going to help you get a little bit more motivated at the future. And when I say gift, I don't mean something like a box of chocolates, or I always say that because I think a gift for me is something that is actually going to help you see things in a different way. It's a gift, like when somebody says something to you or does something for you that changes the way you changes your perspective. And we do have the Nine of Swords coming out here. So the Nine of Swords does talk about anxiety and worry, and I feel quite strongly here with some of the things you've been going through. Moving forward now may be a little daunting if you've sort of taken your time to see into that. Yeah, and I have the Five of Swords coming in after that. So a lot of Swords energy here, a lot of thinking, contemplating, anxiety here about the future. I'm going to pull another one, let's go. And then comes the Magician. Okay, so again, this energy of, you know, trying to manifest, thinking perhaps things aren't working because everything seems to be on a standstill at the moment. And maybe some stress here about what's coming in. But I want to say to you, whatever you've been trying to manifest here, it is on its way. But maybe you had to do some transforming. Maybe you had to raise your vibration here to bring this in. So I'm going to take the card that jumped out, as I always do. And it's Truth Be Told. which is the Ace of Swords. So it's card 14. I actually opened to the page then and moved off it. Okay, so this is about honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, and clarity of communication. There is the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is the truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is, peeling off the layers of denial that have kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. And that's exactly what this is. When you look at this, that's exactly what we're talking about. So just understand that what you have manifested, what you desire, is coming in some way, shape or form in order to move your universe around to align with your destiny. But it may seem at the moment that things are going a little bit slow. Don't despair, they're on their way.